I want to talk about my character Perseus. Perseus came to mind around about end of September, early October of 2021. If I can remember correctly, I think I started drawing him bit by bit as a form of Inktober. However, the main inspiration for Perseus was the game Ghost of Tsushima. He wasn't based off of any of the characters, but the concept for his character came from the theme of honor within the game. Spoiler warning, but if you have not played Ghost of Tsushima, then here's where I got inspiration for Perseus. In the game, you see the character you play as, Jin Sakai, a samurai, battle against invaders to his island. He loses and his uncle gets captured. After this, Jin attempts to save his uncle and fails. He later wakes up in an unfamiliar place where he meets a woman known as Yuna. Yuna nursed Jin back to health before he woke up, and she reveals herself to be a shinobi or thief. Jin starts off by not liking this about Yuna, saying that her way was dishonorable as he was raised to fight his opponents head-on to show respect and honor. This soon changes as Jin realizes he's one of few samurai left standing, so he can't run head-on into the enemy camps and face them the way he was told to. This causes him to learn from Yuna the ways of the shinobi and find more stealthy ways of taking on his enemies. This causes internal conflict for Jin and other characters later in the game as to whether or not Jin is leading an honorable life. This is the specific part of the game that inspired Perseus. I enjoyed the concept of what is honourable and what is right because I would find myself thinking about my own morals and how I had to go up against an enemy. Which would I choose? Jin ends up making an argument similar to who will help the people of Tsushima if we are all dead. With this in mind, I started fleshing out Perseus as a character. The backstory for Perseus went through many renditions, however the one that I stuck with is the one I'm about to talk about. Perseus, like Jin, was raised to be a samurai, however in his world there are constant wars over land, power, wealth, as well as small petty things such as who is better than who. One night, Perseus sees a shinobi jumping across the rooftops of his clan's home. Instead of being on guard and telling the other members of his clan, he is instead curious, having never seen this form of movement before. He catches up to the shinobi who is trying to steal from the clan to make some money. The shinobi is defensive at first, but Perseus tells them that he is not there to cause them any trouble. Rather, he wanted them to teach him how to move like they do. The shinobi declines, but Perseus says he will show them where his clan keeps the most valuable items, and the shinobi reluctantly agrees. They then start meeting regularly in secret, where the shinobi then starts to teach Perseus. Their relationship slowly becomes less of a transaction and more of a friendship, causing them to care for one another. After this had gone on for a while, a rival clan had challenged Perseus' clan. This was the first battle Perseus was involved in. He was in shock, seeing clan members he had grown up with drop dead in front of him. His clan was losing the fight, causing Perseus to think of ways that he could end it himself. He waited till night until both clans had stopped fighting to rest and regroup. He snuck into the leader's tent and killed him in his sleep. When morning came, he returned to his father, the leader of the clan, showing him the rival leader's head. His father was impressed at first, but asked him how he achieved this, and after Perseus told him what he had done, the clan fell silent. Perseus' father couldn't speak, causing his uncle to step in. His uncle tells him that he has shown cowardice and dishonoured his enemy and his clan. They then proceeded to carve coward into his back with a tanto and banished him. Before Perseus left, he went to say goodbye to his father, but found that his father had committed suicide, not being able to deal with what his son had done. Perseus takes his family's sword and the tanto used to carve his back and left his homeland. After making this background, coincidentally we had to do a narrative illustrations in uni, to which I decided to make a pilot comic featuring Perseus' story, but I wasn't too happy with it to say the least. However, for my final major project I did recently, I started a better version of the comic that I am happier with. I still need to do a few things till I'm fully happy with it, but is a huge improvement to the first version in my opinion. What I want to portray through Perseus as a character is that he tries to put the past behind him and still try to lead a life where he can be happy. I plan on making him a form of tragic hero that can keep smiling, but I'm still trying to find ways of doing this. I understand that by describing him like this, he sounds like your typical edgy OC from Twitter. However, I wanted to make him a complicated character like you see within the character Guts from the manga Berserk. Although this is a good reference point narratively, I don't want him to be as dark as Guts, and I want him to seem more of a happy-go-lucky character and have fun with him. But for this, I do need feedback on my character that is Perseus, and, I need you to tell me, is he just your typical edgy OC from Twitter, or is there something behind him? Can he become something? I want to thank those of you that have watched and listened right the way through, and, I need feedback, so please, if you can, just give me a little comment down below, and I'll see you when I make the next video on a different character. Bye.